the hell are you, and what do you want?
Whoa, calm down. Yeah, I'm just here to talk. You look familiar. You Bart?
Yeah. You're Aiden. Demire sent you.
Yeah, she told me to find you and get back what you stole. But I talked to Stach, and more than a few others about you. Maybe think there's more to this situation than meets the eye.
Meyer tried, but she couldn't help. I couldn't take it anymore. Day after day.
Will you two keep it down? Liam's asleep in the next room.
But whatever your personal issues are, desertion and theft are serious. She plans to send her men for you.
She'll get a lot of volunteers for the search team. I'll be executed on the spot if they find me. Probably why she sent you. Give me a running start.
So, you did steal the map.
It isn't a map, per se, but tells the location of some secret PK stash. Weapons, I bet. It's all I can think of to offer in exchange for the Colonel granting safe haven to the three of us.
I see.
Like hell. People like you never do. You never see.
Andy, stay out of this.
It's too late for that. You know it. Fuck this map or stash or whatever the fuck it is. The PK are the monsters here.
Surely you understand. You'd have taken this from me by now if you didn't.
Is that what you think?
I do. If you go back to Meyer and tell her you've killed us, I'll give you the coded message. And my dog tags. Do this. Please. Just let us be.
I sympathize. But desertion and theft are serious crimes, and I have a job to do.
Please. This isn't desertion. This is survival. Not just for me, but Andy and Liam as well.
Would you please just help us?
None of you deserve this. Least of all, Liam. I'll help you.
Oh, thank God.
Andy, give Aiden the message and my dog tags. It's okay.
If you say so.
I had planned on going to the ship's library and finding a book or two that could help me decipher it. But things went south real quick. I didn't have time to check.
Maybe I'll check. I'm curious what this is all about.
Just don't get caught, or you'll be right behind us. Assuming you don't get caught, you'll never see us again.
You're better off not going to the Colonel anyway. You know they call him the Butcher, right?
We don't have a choice.
What do we do?
We'll stay here for now, till we figure out what to do next.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. If I could find you here, others could just as easily. You should keep moving.
You're right. We gotta keep a low profile in any case. But at least we're alive, and we'll be together.
I wish you all luck. Take care.
Looks like we got a real party going on here.
You're Clint's man, I gather.
Yep, he weren't kidding. You're a real bloodhound to track these pervs down like you did.
Wait there. I'll handle this.
Well, look who we have here. So you killed our boss, huh? There's no hard feelings. That just means we get a bigger piece of the bounty pie. It'll certainly be a bigger share with you out of the picture. You gonna walk away, or have we gotta convince you? Violently.
You talk tough. Think you can back that up?
Oh, we're gonna back it up, all right. Kill him!
You're safe. They can't hurt you now.
If only that was the last of our worries.
Don't talk like that. We're alive, thanks to Aiden.
I suppose. What'll happen to us now?
One step at a time, Andy. Let's get packing. Quickly.
Good idea. You don't want anyone else finding you.
You're back. And?
And your boy Clint was a real charmer. Thanks for that.
Look, I had to double down on finding Bart. Tell me you found him at least.
I did.
And?
Here's his dog tags. He's a little too dead right now to need them anymore.
But Aiden! You weren't supposed to kill him! Even I wasn't gonna let that happen.
He attacked me. I had to defend myself.
I see. But the map. Tell me you at least got the map.
Nope.
Fuck. What happened to it?
From what I can tell, he realized he was in over his head and ditched it. The whole point had been to keep the boys safe, and he played it wrong.
Damn it. Not knowing where it is could be worse than knowing it fell into enemy hands.
If it'll make you feel any better, you can send a team to where I found him. Building not far from the freeway overpass.
That'll help. Won't stop the shitstorm if we still can't find the map, though.
Sounds rough.
Forget about it. Just get out of here. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna break this shit to Matt.
Okay then. I'll catch you later. Ader? Is that you?
Hello, Pilgrim. This is my son. Oh yeah, this is Aiden.
I think we met when your dad was sick. How's it going, Oya?
Get lost.
Oh yeah. Sorry about that. He's having a hard time. A lot's changed for us.
And what happened?
You see, Patricia and I have separated. And once I've recovered, the first thing I wanted to do was get that Sorry, kid, cover your ears.
You mean that motherfucking Waltz? You've cursed like that 100 times in front of me.
Yeah, him. Patricia had asked me not to. But I wanted revenge on Waltz for killing my men, for killing Lucas. And him escaping punishment, you know?
Did you get him?
Nah. A few days after I was walking again, I started looking for him. And Patricia pleaded with me, but... When I returned home after a few days, I found it empty. Patricia had moved out and taken the boys with her. Most of their things were gone. All I found was a letter. Just a few words, really. Apparently, while I was stationed in Old Villador, Patricia had made contact with her ex-husband. I've no idea what she saw in a stuffy old teacher.
He's only our teacher. Jeez, Dad.
Oh, yeah. Look, I know you're only trying to protect your mother. Although, to be fair, they aren't living together. I don't know what's going on.
Mum left because she was tired of it all. She'd had enough.
Yeah, that's true. More than enough, I suppose. Uncertainty, fear for me, wondering whether I'd come back alive. But now I've only got one goal. To get my family back.
I know how you feel. Sometimes, in our rush toward our goals, we forget about the people around us.
You've been running around, looking for someone this whole time, haven't you?
Yes, my sister. Waltz may know something about her.
I hope you don't lose yourself. Like I have. Patricia won't talk to me. Or yeah, well, you can see for yourself. Only my youngest gives me the time of day. I'm teaching him how to handle weapons. But being with them makes me stronger.
And I won't take any more of your time. I wish you the best, Ader.
Wait. Remember Lazarus? It's a solid weapon. It's unlikely to be of any use to me anymore. I was supposed to kill Waltz with it. You do it for me.
You can bet I will. Bye, Oyer.
Get lost.
This is Frank on Radio Free Villador. Your neighbor, your city, once more and forevermore. Signing off.
Talk to me, Frank.
Look, we started off on the wrong foot. I'd like to correct that mistake. Have a drink. Yeah? For me.
Frank, I really don't have time for this. I have to find another way to find my...
Just listen.
Waltz needs to access that Giori place. You get it? That's why we have to find that Pilgrim. He's offering a lot of fucking crystals for what he's got. And a lot of boosters.
Do I have your attention now?
With those?
Renegades, yes.
But how did you...
The TV station used to be controlled by the military. They did more than just broadcast from there. Thanks to you, we can now listen in on the enemy. It appears that Waltz is looking for the same database you're after.
But the observatory is completely soaked with chemicals.
I have no idea how this GRE crap works, but Waltz sure seems to know. Maybe the observatory's not the only place to access the database.
Is this conversation all you have?
For now. But if we got close to their position and hacked into their frequency, we could collect more intel on Watts' plans.
How?
The transmission you heard was intercepted near an old military antenna in the wharf, just south of Marchand Lane. If we activate that antenna, it'll boost the signal and we'll be able to hear everything they say, every syllable. And you'd know exactly what Waltz is up to.
It'd be quicker if I could just find him.
You're impatient, I understand. I know what it feels like to have wasted too much time. But you have to tread carefully. Remember, you said Waltz turned the power back on. Then the renegades invaded the central loop. There's something going on. So best to collect as much intel as we can before you confront him.
So, you think Waltz ordered the renegades into the central loop?
Well, until now, the Colonel kept him on a short leash in his stronghold. But the savages we've been seeing lately, what the fuck? Something must have changed.
One of the PKs told me that Waltz is after something called, X-13.
Doesn't ring any bells.
Tell me more about these antennas.
The military installed them on the tallest buildings to blanket the entire city. They're extremely hard to access, but all we need is the one nearest to where those renegades were based. When the signal's stronger, we'll be able to hear everything they say. Now the good thing is, it's the closest antenna to the canteen. You shouldn't have trouble finding it.
All right, anything else before I get going?
Oh, one more thing. Look at that poster, Aiden. Night Runners used to abide by that creed, live by it. I used to think we were as torn apart as that piece of paper. But the creed still means something. And if you increase the range, I can contact the remnants of the old Night Runners. Some must still be alive.
I see it now. This means a lot to you, doesn't it?
Not just to me, to everyone here. But there's one piece missing. Do you know why I haven't thrown this poster away in all this time? Because of Lawan. When I saw her for the first time, she was maybe, 8, 9 years old. She was barely alive. She looked like she hadn't eaten in a year. And she was trying to help some kids get a crystal back from a thief. The guy was threatening them with a knife. He was twice their size, stronger, and she jumped on him, bit his hand so deep that his screams were heard as far away as Old Villador. After that, she gave the crystal to one of the boys and left. She didn't get anything out of it. She didn't have to risk it. I looked at her and thought, this is all we have left. As humans, we can fight one another. Everybody just for themselves. Or, no matter what, we can stand up for each other. Then I wrote down this credo. That little girl helped the Night Runners become who they were for years. And if we are to be reborn, we cannot do it without her.
Why not without her?
You see, she's a tough one. Maybe too tough. I trained her, helped heal her wounds, but never healed the biggest one. Revenge. She's built a mighty thick wall around herself. Can't seem to let go of her anger. If she doesn't, it could destroy her. I know. Drunk calling the kettle black, right?
I'm in no position to judge, Frank.
Thanks. Lawan's so fucking obsessed with her kill list. She needs to throw that damn thing away.
Otherwise, it'll kill her.
Let's hope she's better fighting them than I am.
What are Lawan's demons?
Almost too many to count. But Satan himself is at the top.
You mean Hakon?
You know him?
Yeah, we've met.
It all came down to the TV station mission. Hakon was against that from the start. Got Killian on his side. He said it was suicide. But I know the truth. The fucker chickened out, plain and simple. Until then, he wasn't just a night runner to me. I thought he was leader material. But he didn't have our backs. Tore the Creed in half before he bowed it, and with it, tore apart the Night Runners themselves. Fucking coward. Didn't deserve to lick Lawan's boots. Look, I'm starting to get pissed off, and we should focus.
What about Hakon killing Lucas? That took some balls.
Sure, but they weren't his balls, they were Waltz's. Hakon's just the guy's lapdog now. Sit, roll over, assassinate.
That's true. Neutered dogs are even more obedient than they were before.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm on my way.
Then go get him. I'll be on the radio. You remind me of Lawan, before she became obsessed with that goddamn hit list of hers. I'll get ears on the renegades for you. I'll find out what Waltz is up to. I promise.
Frank, I got the antenna going.
Okay, let's see what these bastards are talking about.
Gather the guys and head east. Waltz is... We need to meet him.
They're moving, Aiden.
They said they're going to meet Waltz, heading east.
There is another antenna on top of a condominium at the intersection of St. Paul Boulevard and Peach Street, just by the entrance of the main canal. Get it working and we can keep up with them.
Got it. Running low on anything?
Indeed. But one moment, please. No. Take that salve and rub it on your husband's arms under a full moon. His affliction should subside by the dawn of the second day.
Thank you, Baba.
Ooh, under a full moon? No offense, but that sounds like fairy tale bullshit. And being out at night is dangerous.
Listen now.
Hush, Corvus. A closed mind cannot be opened with threats of violence.
Hey, it's not closed-minded to be concerned about people's safety.
A full moon can be seen through a window. That is sufficient. Now, do you want another hunt or not? A rare creature has been spotted. Bring me its spleen and its liver, and only the spleen and liver of this single creature.
How will I recognize it?
Don't worry. You will most certainly know it when you see it. Oh, and it won't be alone.
Here are the organs you requested.
Are you sure they are from the right creature?
There was no mistaking that monster. But you're the Baba. You tell me if I got it the right one.
Yes, I can already tell. You did indeed. I was just curious to know if you'd come across another creature I've heard about. No matter. Here is your reward. I have no more hunts for you right now. You've done very well. And I hope to have more work for you soon.
Thanks. So, what's with Corvus, anyway? You seem an odd pair.
Corvus saved my life. He intervened during a violent robbery. He has been my protector ever since.
I see. Hey, everything okay?
What's it to you, huh? Ain't none of your business. Ollie, cool your jets. Don't you know who this is? It's that Pilgrim guy, Aiden. Well, since you asked, one of her own, Kareen, is undercover at the nearby renegade camp.
A spy?
Right. Volunteered to walk into the lion's den. Been given regular reports, then nothing.
Not a peep for days now. It ain't like her. They caught her for sure.
Yeah, thanks for the expert analysis, Mr. Doom and Gloom.
Someone needs to get in there and find her.
What's she doing in there anyway?
Just finding out whatever she can.
Those renegade scum are going down. And she's been feeding us info that'll make them go down even harder.
Has she hinted she might be in trouble?
Not really. I mean, her reports were coming farther and fewer between, but that's it.
Yeah, less useful too. Figured she was just about to pinch it off and come home when poof, nothing.
Why don't you go in after her?
No can do. Those renegades would sniff us out in a second, and we'd be toast.
Yeah, those are fucking renegades, man. Just because I'm a guy doesn't mean they wouldn't rape me or something.
Yeah, I see your problem.
Jeez, Ollie, you got serious problems.
I'll go check in on her.
Oh, man, that'd really help us out. Look, I got these papers that'll get you into the camp.
Better him than me.
See what I got to put up with?
Just give me the papers.
I'll be honest with you, I did a quick job forging these. Anyone taking a third look could figure it out. Which means you gotta work fast once you're in. You okay with that?
I'm good.
Awesome. Now, check it. The Renegades' camp is tucked between the office towers.
Okay. How am I supposed to recognize her?
Well, ain't a lot of women in these places. But she's gotta know you're on our side. Use the code word phrase, "Have you milked the goats?" And she'll respond, "Goat milk is too sour for my tastes." And you'll know it's Corinne.
Goat milk is too... What? What kind of code phrase is that?
Pretty awesome, right?
I came up with that, man. That was all me. 100%.
Okay, whatever. Back from patrol. Can I get in?
Huh? Let's see your papers. You look familiar. Haven't I seen you somewhere before?
Maybe. But I get that all the time.
Yeah, you got that familiar kind of face. Welcome home.
Thanks, bro. Have you milked the goats?
Don't know about goats, handsome. But if you're looking...
Yeah, never mind.
Aiden, it's Dan.
This isn't a good time.
Sorry, but I gotta warn you. The guards took a third look and figured out the papers were forged.
Fuck.
Exactly. So the clock's ticking. You gotta find Corinne and get the hell out of there. They'll be tearing the place apart any minute now.
Yeah, roger that. Have you milked the goats?
Goat milk is too sour for my tastes. The PK sent you?
Yes. Are you in danger?
Only from the PKs.
What do you mean?
I've met someone. His name is Alphonse.
A renegade.
A man. Renegade, yes. But that's just a label like peacekeeper. Tell the PK I was discovered and executed. Otherwise, they'll come after me. They won't stop. I'll lose Alphonse. I'll lose everything.
Aiden, stand here. Any luck?
Yeah, I found her. Her grave, I mean.
What? They killed Corinne?
Afraid so.
Well, fuck me. Wait higher ups here about this. Told you she was dead meat, man. Thanks, Aiden. Guess there's nothing we can do about it.
Sorry I didn't have better news. Aiden out.
Thank you. You saved my life.
I guess it's not all about labels and uniforms.
It's not enough, I know. But please take this, with my deepest gratitude.
Thanks, but I won't make it out of here alive to spend it. They must be searching for me by now.
There is a door behind you. You can escape unnoticed.
Thanks. Good luck.
How the thrill I get when you walk through the door with more books. Let me see. Let me see. Hardly. Franz Kafka might have thrived in our city. He wrote tales that blended realism and fantasy, creating surreal environments and scenarios. Doesn't that sound familiar? The Metamorphosis was all about a hideous transformation. Yes, he might have provided some brilliant insight into our current situation. Yes, you have preserved poetry. That's just what the city needs. Particularly the work of Pindar and his victory odes. They celebrate the triumphs of ancient athletes. And what is life today but a contest simply to survive? He was a firm believer in what man can achieve by the grace of the gods. Gods or no, I share his faith. I spoke about faith when we first met. Not only was that faith justified, you've now given me hope.
Aiden. I've barely been able to focus, waiting for you to return. I see you brought Kafka's Metamorphosis. Albert's been after that particular book for a while. I'm sure Albert waxed poetic about the theme of transformation and its parallels to the state of our world.
A lot of wax, actually. 2 earfuls, at least.
That's Albert. But I'm curious what you think. Is the protagonist's transformation into a giant cockroach an apt parallel for what's going on in our world?
Hey, don't tell Albert, but it doesn't really work for me.
Oh? How so?
It turned me into a roach any day over becoming an infected.
I agree. I'm more apt to compare our world to Kafka's The Trial. We're all stuck in a maze of increasing danger and absurdity. There are authorities, but no accountability. No way to truly solve any problems.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
Do you now? This might be a little out of turn, Aiden, but I don't think I've ever been so aroused by a discussion of nihilism. I have to confess, Aiden. I was attracted to you the moment I laid eyes on you. So if I come off a little thirsty, well, I am. But it's your mind, Aiden. You constantly surprise and delight me. You have a devastating combination of mind and body. I've said too much. I hope I didn't just drive you away. Please, Aiden, come back soon.
Hey, what are you doing here?
None of your business. What do you want?
I'm just looking for a book, not for any trouble.
You see books, we see toilet paper. Find another library.
I just came from one, and I can't let you rip those books to shreds.
Can't let us? Please. Get him, boys. Let's pick his corpse clean.
Any news on Mike?
Nothing. No clues either.
You know where he disappeared? Maybe I could take a look.
As a matter of fact, I do. I could use a pair of fresh eyes on this. And I trust you. Let me mark the area on your map.
All right, I'll let you know if I find anything.
You're back? You find anything?
Letters. Took them off an infected in a carrier's uniform.
Fuck, Mike. I mean, it's dangerous out there. But fuck!
It's worse than that. The infected didn't kill him. He was stabbed and left to turn. Intentionally.
So he was attacked. Well, that happens. As respected as we are, we're targeted for robbery because of the information we carry. People are always trying to disrupt the network.
It wasn't a robbery. Since his deliveries were still on him, he must have been targeted.
Mike didn't have any enemies.
Well, based on all the disappearances lately, it's probably not Mike who has enemies.
You mean someone's targeting the guild itself? No one would have the nerve.
But what if they did? What then?
If the guild were brought down, so would the network. There'd be chaos.
Then we'd all better watch each other's backs.
I recognize you. You are Aiden. I, as I'm sure you well know, am Regis, the Herald. I behold and recount all that goes on in this city.
Herald? Is that a real job?
Not only is it real, it is of the utmost importance. Since the fall of traditional media, where else would the citizenry get their information?
Yeah, I see. What were you before this? Farmer?
Bite your tongue, sir. I was a former VNC News editor-in-chief, a most trustworthy and well-informed source of the day's news.
Is this why you're standing in the shadow of the VNC tower? Do you miss bossing people around?
Let's see if you know more about the good people of Villador than simply to mock them. I have 4 simple questions to ask you about some of our more interesting citizens. Answer them correctly, and I will believe you a worthy member of our community.
Sure, I've met a lot of people.
Your first question, then. Who is the shadowy figure that pulls the strings in the bazaar? A dealer in, shall we say, ill-gotten goods?
That can't be anyone but Dodger. He's a bastard, but charming. Yeah, weird hobbies.
Precisely! You're off to a splendid start. Here's your next question. A rather comely woman works at the library. But I, Harold, knower of a great many things, cannot recall the fair damsel's name. Do you know it?
I know exactly who you mean. That's Thalia.
Indeed. Perhaps you could introduce me to her. Sparker's not really working for me.
Oof.
Forget I asked. Instead, here's a more appropriate question. Meyer is very even-keeled and thoughtful for a PK. But the mention of one person tends to trigger her. Do you know who that is?
I talked to her about it. Her father.
Correct. The poor woman. She doesn't just have daddy issues. She seems to have an auto-renewing subscription. Final question, good sir. I have learned that Driscoll from the Carriers Guild has acquired an interesting nickname. Do you know it?
How could I not? I gave it to him. It's Professor.
So you see why I respect the man.
The guy's got an exhaustive and sometimes exhausting knowledge of the history of mail service.
Such a font of information. I shall tell his story to the people of Villador one day. You've done very well and answered all 4 questions correctly. Congratulations. Maybe now you understand the power of information. And to show you that I don't hold grudges, despite your initial contempt, I shall gift you with a very precious recording. The last minutes on the air of the VNC. Yes, Pilgrim, information matters. Enough for some of us to want to give their life to defend it.
Thanks.
And don't forget to bear witness.
Of course. What the hell? We having a stroke or something?
No, bud. I'm trying to attract birds of prey.
What the hell kind of sound are you making?
It's the sound of a distressed rabbit. When I was a hunter, I'd make this sound to lure out wolves, lions, eagles. Any predator might fancy a bit of rabbit for dinner.
Won't do you much good these days. There aren't many animals left.
For now. Do you know why that is?
The virus?
Indirectly. Animals didn't become infected the way people did, but the virus did disrupt the food chain. Panicked humans, worried about running out of food, killed and ate pretty much everything they could, with no thought to the future. They devastated the populations of the usual game. Rabbits, chicken, turkeys and such, then mice and rats and parakeets, anything that couldn't escape. Food became scarce for the larger predators like wolves and hawks. Eventually they starved or left to search for food elsewhere. And thus did the animals disappear, especially in urban areas with high concentrations of voracious humans. Forget about the infected.
Can animals return to stay, though? The world's still in pretty bad shape.
True. But I stand here screeching like a lunatic in hopes they can return. When they do, they will need help.
What kind of help will they need?
Mating pairs must be found, be they hawks or rabbits. and they must be bred like man has done throughout time. There are plenty of men and women who would protect man's future by protecting the animals of this earth. Were I to find a nesting pair of birds or a rabbit with kittens, I would guard them with my life.
You sound more like a farmer than a hunter.
Oh, I assure you, I still hunt. Crow, since they're so plentiful. Infected for sport. And anyone who tried to fuck with my animals. Here, take this. Hopefully you'll help the animals return as well.
Thanks. You really got me thinking. Kyra, I'm in this radio station. Any tips on where to look for the bodies?
I'm sorry. It was so terrible I brushed it out of my memory. One moment. There. It's the last thing I was able to record.
Generators activated. Only got the antenna left. Cool. Listen, Brasco. I know Sierra's death hit you hard. I just want you to know, you can always count on me, man. Brasco! Did you trip on something? Man, you didn't fall into that fucking pit, did ya? He slipped. Who the fuck are you? I told him to be careful. Didn't even have time to thank him for activating the generators for us. Fuck! Base! Reinforcements! The renegades took over the radio station! I'm near the exit! Fuck! I'm surrounded! Fuck off! Let me go! Hey! This radio of yours work? I'm talking to you, PK scum! This radio station is now property of the Renegades. How about we air a show for you, huh? Here, listen to our latest jingle.
I'm close to the gym, Kyra. Any idea where to find Bartas's body?
Bartes is bound to have fallen near a swarm of slain enemies. Anyway, listen for yourself.
Don't you find it strange that a group of Bizarrians wants to hand us over an injured PK in a place like this?
Take it easy, Auntie.
Chris, behind you! How many times do I have to tell you? Don't call me Auntie! Private First Class Bartez is oppressing enough!
Sure thing, Auntie.
Chris, watch out! There's too many of them! Let's go up, Chris! Up! Say hello to Jack and Joe!
Bartes! Bartes! What happened? She took down 7 Jigs, but it wasn't...
She's dead, Chris. More Dukes coming our way. We gotta withdraw.
I'm staying put, Vishbowski.
Chris! Bartes didn't save your ass so that you could get yourself killed. Let's go! Come on.
Kyra.
Do you have anything new for me?
I've been running around a little, but here it is. Bartez's dog tag.
Thank you on behalf of her husband. You deserve something. Do you have the other dog tags?
Bartez saved Chris's life without hesitating.
Yes. Chris owed her extra time in this world. Bartez was one of many women in our ranks, but one of the few that could kill a dozen infected all by herself.
I have Roscoe's and Adam's dog tags.
Here. This is a little something for you. Grim. I don't know how to thank you. The brothers from Squad 404 are reunited. Almost everyone. Thank you.
Almost. I thought
No, forget it.
Now, is there anyone else?
Don't waste your time. We've already looked for him.
Kyra, you said yourself that we mustn't forget.
One more dog tag is missing. My Leon's. The PK searched everywhere in the VNC tower, but they didn't find Leon's dog tag. Nor his body.
I was the last one to see him there. I'll try to look for him.
Really? Will you do that for me?
For you and for myself. I was with Leon then. From what I heard, Brosco was Sierra's actual brother, right?
Yes. They were inseparable. After Sierra died, Brosco became hot-headed. He'd take on the most difficult tasks, as if he was provoking death. The day I had to tell their mother that he was gone too. That was one of the hardest days of my life.
Any new rare monsters lurking out there?
Yes, there are. I've gotten reports of a monster prized for the fluid contained in its eyeballs.
Ooh, I can already see where this is going.
Yes. You must bring me this creature's eyeballs. Take care with them, for they must remain intact until I am ready to use the fluid in a potion.
Keep the eyeballs intact. Got it. By the way, is everything okay between you and Corvus?
We're fine. I'm more concerned about you. Rumors of a singularly dangerous monster have reached me. Watch your back as you hunt. Go to the location I've marked.
Here are your...
You'd do well to remember our arrangement, woman. Not now. The Baba and I are speaking.
We'll finish later, Corvus. No need to make the young man wait while we argue.
Fine. But take care you heed my words.
Problems?
None of your business.
You need not be concerned.
All right, as you wish. Here they are. Those eyes you sent me after?
In perfect condition, too. You deserve every bit of this reward.
Hey, Albert. I got a question for you.
You know I appreciate a curious mind, my boy. Ask away.
Do you have any books on ciphers or code breaking?
Oh, a fascinating subject. Are you familiar with Alan Turing? He pioneered code breaking, and in fact is considered the man who invented computers back in World War II. Brilliant man. And what thanks did he get from his government? Chemical castration, and an ignoble death. Poor man.
Well, just looking for some books, Albert.
Of course, of course. Looking to be more useful to the PK, are you? By all means. From what I can see, this book on the Bacon cipher should do the trick. And I have another 2 volumes on codes, if you're feeling studious. You'll be able to find them on the shelves nearby.
All right, thanks, Albert.